What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to go over the trades that we ended up taking today inside the Discord, as well as the game plan going into tomorrow and what I'm going to be looking for some trades tomorrow. So when it came to today, this is what we looked like on the 30-minute chart. If you guys have been watching, this tells us the trend in the market. These are option contracts. The Friday contracts tell us what the current trend is, and then we use the 0DT charts to give us our entries. So entries pretty much strictly come from the options chart, and then we also use a variation with the option charts to translate fib levels on the ES chart. So going into today, we are neutral. You can see this 10 SMA is below the 50 on the calls, and then if we flip to the puts, same thing, 10 SMA below the 50 here on the put side, and obviously we couldn't get the gap down today to flip the market bearish, because originally what we want to see is this 10 SMA cross the 50, but the 50 SMA has to be flat or curling up. As you can see, it was sloped down this entire time. What we needed to happen going into today for us to flip bearish was most likely get some sort of gap down to kind of curl the 50, which never happened. So this ended up crossing negative, and yeah, that was pretty much that. And it was just a really choppy day. So when it came to our entries today on the 0DT chart, on the call side, I wasn't interested in taking any longs today, just because we did have a fib level here. So if we pull up ES real quick, this is what I wanted to see. So when we look here on the fib, we wanted to see the upper fib level at 70.25 up in here to go short. We never got it. We came within like 8 points to go short. We never got it. That was the level I wanted to go short. Obviously that didn't happen, so there wasn't anything to take up in this area, but we did get a put cross. So I did try this very light size, and I took a quick loss on this. I had a 20-point stop on this trade. I ended up stopping for 20 points. I just got in a little early. If we got this entry right here, a little pullback to the 10, it would have been better. I entered right on the open of this 235 candle. I was just favoring the downside today. I just didn't think that we were gonna hold the lower fib level that we were near. So I was interested in taking this, and I did take it. I just kind of stopped out after we got this little pullback. I wanted to see this initially just go and take off, but ended up chopping around a little bit. Then it made us move towards the end of the day, which, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. It was a very choppy day. Especially with how the last couple days have gone. I mean, taking a 20-point loss, that's nothing. So that was pretty much the day we had today. I mean, I tried this put cross, very tight stop, got stopped, and then ended up ripping in our favor. So that was pretty much the day. There really wasn't anything else to take. If we pull up ES one more time, we did pull into this fib level today, the 69.87. We did pull right into it. You could have tried it for a bounce. Again, I wasn't interested in taking any longs today, so this wasn't something I was wanting to take. I was more interested in taking the short up at that upper fib at 70.25. Instead, we never got the entry, and then we got the put cross later on in the day. So that was pretty much how the day went. Going into tomorrow, when it comes to the fibs, I'd love to see if we do, make a move higher overnight, then 70.25 will be the fib to short. If we make a move lower, then I'd look out for 69.64 and then 69.27. Ideally, I wouldn't really want to grab this for a long. That could be your first take profit on the current short you're in. If we do get this reject here off of 69.87, I'm in some very, very light overnight. These overnight trades just don't play out. I don't know what it is about overnight, but the fibs, I swear, just do not get respected overnight. So I took 3 MES at 69.90, very light size. Stop out like right around like 70,001 up in there. So by the looks of it, this probably will get stopped. I'm just risking very little, given that last 2 days we're up like 400 points in NQ. So yeah, I mean, I'm willing to risk a little bit of profit. But let's say I get stopped out overnight, and then we get back below the fib, after market open, look for the retest of the 69.87 to go short again, or just short 70.25 if we get up there. And your TPs will be these lower fibs, 69.64, 69.27. You could use that 46 level too as like a take profit. I don't necessarily take trades off of it. It's a 50% mark. It's kind of, if you look on the past chart, it does provide some like bounces. So I definitely say for like TP wise, you could use it. I wouldn't take any trades off of it. But yeah, you could trim at 69.64, 69.46. I'd pretty much be all out by then probably. That's like 40 points. It's a very, very fat move if we did get that level. So yeah, those are pretty much the trades I'm gonna be looking for tomorrow. And then again, if we get some sort of 0DT cross tomorrow, I'd be willing to take it if it looks pretty nice. So you know, when it comes to the fibs and then the 0DTs, you could kind of you know, they could be different trades. They could be separate or they could be, you know, together, meaning that we could have like a 0DT cross in confluence with a fib level. You know, it doesn't happen too often, but there's been times where, you know, the puts are crossing right off of open, and we're actually, you know, we get a nice bounce on whatever on ES, and as the 0DT chart is crossing, price is kind of pulling back, the chart's a little extended, and then we hit the fib level, the 0DT chart pulls back to like the 1050 SMA, we cross, and then we get a dump. So that's kind of how you use those two in sync with one another. It's not always going to be, you know, we're not always going to have the 0DT chart in confluence with the trade. You know, it's nice if we do, it'll add more conviction, but they could be, you know, two separate trades, or, you know, it could be kind of all in one trade where the 0DT chart is in confluence with the fib. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be looking for tomorrow. Pretty simple game plan. I mean, you just want to look for, you know, again, this 30-minute chart is going to be important. We're going to be getting new contracts, so depends where we open tomorrow. It might be the 700 calls, 690 puts, or to be the 695 calls and the 685 puts for the 23rd, I believe, is the next week's contracts. Yeah, it's the 23rd. So we're gonna be picking new ones tomorrow. Got to see where we open up on SPY first, and yeah, we're still in a neutral market. We're still kind of just bouncing around. No true trend is built, and you just got to wait for the 30-minute chart to cross for us to really get some trend going. Until then, we're probably just gonna keep ping-ponging. And, you know, going to the 50 on one side, the premium going to the 50 on the other side until we, you know, cross. There's not going to be true trend built. So yeah, that's all I got. If you guys enjoyed, drop a sub. If you guys want to learn, join the Discord down below. And yeah, I'm out. Peace.